here with Dr. Ed Laidala. By the way, do I am I saying your last name right? I've known you for like however many years. Is it? Some people say
Laidala.
Laidala.
You want to put the Finnish accent in.
Oh yeah, we gotta chop it up real good there. So, and tell everyone what he does have his PhD doctorate, not a medical doctor, right?
Right.
So it's a PhD in what is it again?
Material science and engineering.
I don't know what that means. I have a Bachelor of Science, but is that material? Are we talking like plywood?
We make this stuff.
You make Mountain Dew?
No, we make the can.
He makes the can, the aluminum or
how
something.
to make the aluminum can, how to press it in the shape.
Wow.
Different materials that we might use.
That sounds like work. Today we're talking about, I gave him a little heads up, not much of one because I don't like stuff to be too processed, so I gave him about a 5-hour heads up. This is what we're going to talk about, and he was like, okay, cool. The question today that, by the way, these questions I've got are from people like friends of mine, girls mainly. Mm-hmm. They want to know, what about this, what about that? One of the questions they asked is, and I propose it to you, what makes us, you, me, what makes us the most happy in a relationship? And then we'll go to the flip side of what makes us the least happy. So I have an answer ready to go because I gave myself a good 15-minute head start on this. But I'm going to let you go first. Do you have anything in mind?
Well, I think first I need to qualify that I'm a doctor, but I'm not a doctor of relationships.
Right.
I'm just a guy that's been on the rock for a while.
Yeah.
And learned some lessons.
Yeah.
And I think just to kind of preface everything about relationships, one of the things I think is most important for people to do is if they go through a relationship and it doesn't work out, they have to learn the lessons. They need to take the time to figure out what happened and what was my role, because we all have some role, no matter what. So I think that's one of the problems that people don't do is they don't sit back and think about what happened.
Right.
Because then you don't learn what you can do to make the next relationship better. So another thing that I wanted to point out too, just before we get started on the question.
Oh, we're started. We are started.
But what I wanted to also say is, relationships are really meant for us to find the right person that we want to spend the rest of our life with.
Yeah.
And I think one of the problems that happens is people, they take it personally when the relationship breaks up.
Mm-hmm.
And you should never take it personally because it isn't personal. It's just that two people didn't fit together for whatever reasons.
But that's hard, dude.
It is hard.
Especially if you're still in love with that person.
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. But
yeah.
I think if people think that way, it helps deal with the pain a little better.
Logically, yes. But I will say if you're in love with somebody and they just lose interest in you, oh my God. And then if you have to see them with somebody else, oh my God.
I've been hurt, so I know.
Is that not hell?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, if you see a Facebook picture of
I've lived
somebody,
in a bottle of Jack for about a year.
Right? I believe it, dude. When you get burned, nothing. I swear, nothing topples men quicker than a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And women, I'm sure they get. I know they get toppled too, but you don't expect a dude to crawl inside a bottle over a woman, or you don't expect them to be so affected. But dude, it kills us.
Yeah, especially when it's a surprise. So.
Oh, that
surprise! If you see it coming, it's a little easier, but when it's a surprise, it's tough.
It is. It's very. It's devastating. It really is. You have you're walking around. I describe it as like an earthquake inside you. So
it's horrible. But like I said, if you learn from it, it helps you the next time.
Now, what would you say? Has there been a situation where maybe you think, well, why didn't that person learn this lesson, or what would you say maybe is one of the biggest lessons you've learned in your lifetime as far as that stuff goes? Does anything pop out at you?
I would say the biggest thing is communication.
Yes.
I mean, I guess it's a age-old thing.
It's a staple, but it's true.
Every counselor will tell you that, but it's so true because I think one of the problems with that happens big time in a relationship, especially when people get married, and I'm not bashing women, but the women tend to feel this way because they're more emotional. They have this vision of how the guy's going to be 10 years from now.
Right.
But they never tell him. And so 10 years later,
when we're still the
the
same.
guy's not the way they want,
Yeah.
then they're like, well, this relationship is
Yeah.
not going where I want it to go. So communication would be telling that guy, this is what I'm expecting.
Right. In my book, you should never have to wonder where you stand with that person.
Right.
You know, you should, and nowadays, to me, texting, communication, like texting is a huge part of it. If you're used to waking up to text, good morning, beautiful, or whatever, or handsome, or whatever, you know what I mean? And they stop doing that, you notice right away, dude.
Yep.
And that's like, what the hell is going on? You know, and then you can start asking them, no, we're fine. No, we're not, dude. You know what I mean? It's like, you can pick up on these things. Guys and girls can pick up if there's a deviation from the norm, you know? So that's tough. But yeah, communication is like, it's so big, but here's the thing. Nobody has the balls to be like,
Yeah.
Ed, I'm just really not into you anymore, and I think we should start seeing other people. No, it's going to be like, I'll just let this fade, and maybe he'll leave after a while.
Well, I think that's
or
the
something.
problem. Maybe that's true, and that's people. It's a hard thing to do, so
Yeah.
they take the easy way out, which is just to kind of leave.
Everybody takes the easy way out, and
That's true.
I've done it, dude. I've done it
yeah.
before.
We all do.
There's been times where if a girl is breaking up with me, I'm like, okay, it's gonna hurt, but just let her go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is, I'm such a pussy for doing that, dude. Like, what? Like, I can't man up, and I'm somebody who demands total honesty. If I'm gonna be in a relationship, I'm like, I want to know everything, and I expect them to. I want them to want to know everything, because I'll tell you everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
I think honesty is probably the next thing on the list.
yeah,
And then, you know what, getting back to the relationship stuff.
Yeah.
I think the other thing too is you have to be fully committed. If
Right.
you're not, don't be in that relationship.
yeah. Like, why even try?
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happens many times is people are looking always in the back of their mind, maybe there's something else out
Yeah.
there. Instead of committing, finding somebody that has what they
Right.
like and what supports them and what makes them feel good, and then
But Ed, guys have a huge fear of commitment. We really do. In general, you don't think? Do you not think?
Well, I don't know. I guess you're
He's afraid to commit to the
I'm not.
answer.
I'm not.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not.
No? Well, that's
I-
impressive. Right? Like so you're thinking like,
I think everybody's different. I mean, that's the one problem you got to understand is everybody's different, no matter what.
yeah.
We're all unique, and but there are some general things we can talk about.